Welcome to Darkness Dreams. Tonight, I'm going to tell you a true horror story that still makes my hands shake when I remember it. I woke up at 3:11 a.m. to the sound of someone knocking. But the scariest part wasn't the knocking. The scariest part was, the door didn't exist yesterday. My name is Daniel. Last year, I moved into a small apartment in a quiet building because I needed something cheap and fast. The place wasn't perfect. The walls were thin, the hallway lights flickered, the elevator always smelled like old cigarettes, but I didn't care. I was broke. I was tired. I just wanted a place where I could sleep without hearing my roommates fight every night. The landlord, Mr. Harrow, didn't talk much. He handed me the keys, told me the rules, and said one strange thing before I left. Whatever you do, don't open a door that doesn't belong to you. I laughed at that. I thought it was just some old man joke. I wish I took it seriously. Night 1. The first night was normal. I unpacked, ate cold pizza, and watched YouTube until I fell asleep. At exactly 3:11 a.m., I woke up suddenly. Not from a dream, not from noise, just awake, like someone flipped a switch inside my brain. I stared into the darkness. Then I heard it. Knock, knock, knock. It came from the hallway outside my apartment. Not loud, not aggressive, just calm and patient, like someone who knew I was awake. The knocking stopped. I waited. Nothing. After a minute, I convinced myself it was just a neighbor coming home late. Night 2. The next day, I went to work like normal. But something felt off in the building. Every time I walked through the hallway, I felt like someone was standing behind me. Not close, not touching me, just watching. When I came home that night, I noticed something. There was a door across from my apartment. A plain wooden door. No peephole, no number, no welcome mat. It looked old, too old for the building, and I swear on my life, it wasn't there yesterday. I stood in the hallway staring at it for a long time. My heart started beating faster. I reached out and touched the doorknob. Cold, ice cold, like it had been sitting in a freezer. I pulled my hand back instantly. Then I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around fast. A woman was walking down the hallway. She was in her 30s, wearing a hoodie and carrying grocery bags. I pointed at the door. "Hey! Has that always been there?" She froze. Her face went pale. She didn't answer. She walked faster. "Wait! I'm new here. I just moved in. Is that door normal?" She looked at me like I had just asked her where she hides dead bodies. Then she whispered, "Don't touch it." And she rushed into her apartment and slammed her door. The building's silence. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I tried to distract myself with Netflix. I tried music. I tried calling my friend, but the door was in my mind like a parasite. Around midnight, I finally fell asleep. Then, 3:11 a.m., the knocking returned. But this time, it was closer. It wasn't from the hallway. It was from inside my apartment. Knock, knock, knock. I sat up so fast I almost fell off the bed. The sound came from my closet. My closet door was slightly open, just an inch. I stared at it. The knocking stopped. I held my breath. Then the closet door slowly opened wider. Not fast. Not like it was pushed. Like it was being pulled from inside. The darkness inside the closet looked deeper than it should have. Like the closet was bigger. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. The beam hit the inside of the closet. Normal. Just clothes, hangers, boxes, nothing else. I got up, walked over, and slammed the closet door shut. Then I dragged a chair in front of it. And I stayed awake until sunrise. Day 3, Mr. Harrow. The next morning, I went to the landlord. Mr. Harrow lived in a small office on the ground floor. I knocked. He opened the door just a crack. His eyes looked tired, like he hadn't slept in years. "Sir," I said, "there's a door across from my apartment. It wasn't there before. I think someone installed it." He didn't respond. He just stared at me. I repeated myself. His hand tightened around the door frame. Then he whispered, "You saw it." "Yeah, I did." He closed his eyes, like he was praying. Then he said, "Listen carefully. That door doesn't lead to any apartment." "What does it lead to?" He shook his head slowly. "It leads to people who don't belong here anymore." My stomach dropped. I laughed nervously. "Okay, so what? Like a storage room?" Mr. Harrow leaned closer. His voice became sharp. "Whatever you do, don't open it." I swallowed. "What happens if I do?" He stared at me for a long time. Then he said, "It opens you." Night 3. The Whisper. That night, I locked every lock. I pushed furniture against my door. I closed my closet. I even put a towel under it like it was going to leak. I sat on my bed with a kitchen knife in my hand. I felt stupid. But fear doesn't care if you feel stupid. Fear only cares if you're alive. I checked my phone. 3:05 a.m. My throat was dry. I stared at the clock. 3:09, 3:10, 3:11, and right on time. I heard a whisper from the hallway. Not loud, not clear, but close enough to make my skin crawl. It sounded like someone saying my name. "Daniel!" Then I heard it. A soft click, like a lock opening. I stood up slowly. My legs felt weak. I walked toward my apartment door and pressed my ear against it. Silence. Then, scratch, 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 like nails on wood. Slow, deliberate. Then the whisper again. "Open it." My mouth went dry. I backed away. Then the scratching stopped, and I heard footsteps walking away. I looked through my peephole. The hallway was empty, but across from my apartment, that door was now slightly open, just an inch, the same way my closet had been. And from inside that crack, I saw something. Not a hand, not a face, just a single eye, staring directly at my door. Unblinking, wet, too large, like it didn't belong in a human skull. I stumbled backward. My knife fell from my hand. The eye stayed there, watching. Then, slowly, the door closed. The neighbor's warning. The next day, I decided I couldn't live there anymore. I started packing my bags. I didn't care about the deposit. I didn't care about anything. I just wanted out. As I carried a box into the hallway, the neighbor woman from earlier opened her door. She looked at me. Her eyes were red like she'd been crying. "You saw the eye?" she said. I froze. You know about it?" She nodded slowly. "My brother lived here, apartment 12. I swallowed. "What happened to him?" She stared at the floor. Then she said, "He opened it." My stomach tightened. What was inside? Her voice shook. "A hallway." I blinked. "A hallway?" She nodded. "A hallway that goes down forever, and doors on both sides." I felt dizzy. She continued. "He said he heard our mother calling him, but our mother died 10 years ago. My skin turned cold. He followed the voice," she whispered, "and he never came back." I stared at her. "What do you mean, never came back?" She looked at me. "His apartment stayed locked from inside. The police broke the door down, and—" her lips trembled. "There was nothing inside." I felt my heart slam. No furniture, no clothes, no phone, no bed. She swallowed hard, just dust, like he'd never lived there at all. The last night. I decided I was leaving that night. I booked a cheap hotel. I packed everything. I left only one suitcase. I planned to grab it and go in the morning. I tried to sleep. I really tried. But fear kept me awake. At 3:11 a.m., the knocking started again, but this time it wasn't knocking. It was banging. Bang, bang, bang. My closet door shook. The chair slid back. I jumped up and grabbed my phone. The closet door exploded open, not like it was pushed, like something inside kicked it. And what I saw made my blood freeze. The inside of the closet was no longer a closet. It was a hallway, a long hallway, dark, endless, with doors on both sides, just like the neighbor said, and from deep inside, I heard voices, hundreds of voices, whispering, crying, laughing, begging. Then I heard one voice clearly, my father's voice. My father died when I was 16. Danny. My throat tightened. No. Danny, come here. The hallway air smelled like wet soil, like a grave. I backed away. Then the voice changed. It became my own voice, but distorted, like a recording. Come here, Daniel. I covered my ears, but the voice was inside my head. The hallway lights flickered, and I saw something moving in the darkness. A shape. Tall. Thin. Wrong. It crawled on the ceiling like a spider, its limbs bent backward, its head twisted. And it had no face. Just a smooth skin mask with one giant eye in the center. The same eye I saw in the hallway door. It stared at me. Then it smiled. But it didn't have a mouth. The smile opened like a cut in its skin. And inside that cut, I saw teeth. Too many. Too small. Like a shark. It whispered, "Open." Then I felt my body move. Not by choice. My feet stepped forward. One step, then another. I fought it. I screamed. I tried to grab the wall, but my hands slipped like the air was oily. The hallway pulled me in, like gravity, like a vacuum. My phone flashlight flickered. The light died, and the darkness swallowed me. Inside the hallway. I don't know how long I walked. Time didn't exist there. The hallway was cold. The doors on both sides had no numbers. Some were open slightly, and from inside, I heard sounds, screams, whispers, crying, sometimes laughter, sometimes silence so heavy it made my ears ring. I tried to run back, but when I turned around, the hallway behind me was different, longer, darker, and the door I came through was gone. I started panicking. I shouted. I begged. No one answered. Then I heard footsteps behind me, slow, dragging, like someone walking with broken legs. I turned around. A man was coming toward me. He was pale. His eyes were black. His mouth was stitched shut. He pointed at me. Then he pointed at one of the doors, and his voice came out through his nose. "Mistake." I shook my head. "What is this place?" He didn't answer. He just walked past me. And when he did, I saw his back. There was a hole in his spine, like something had been removed. Then I heard it again, my father's voice. "Danny, please." I started crying. I followed the voice. I didn't want to, but I did, because grief is stronger than fear. The voice led me to a door slightly open, warm light coming out. I stepped closer. Inside, I saw my childhood kitchen. My mother standing there, alive, smiling, cooking. My father sitting at the table, alive, smiling. They looked at me like nothing ever happened. "Danny," my mother said, "come eat." My whole body shook. Tears fell. I stepped inside. The smell of food hit me. Real, warm, safe. I wanted to believe it. I wanted it so badly. I walked toward them. My mother hugged me. Her arms were cold, too cold, but I didn't care. Then my father stood up. He smiled, and his smile was too wide. His eyes didn't blink. He leaned close to my ear and whispered, "You opened." Then my mother's arms tightened. Her fingers dug into my skin. Her nails felt like needles. I tried to pull away. She held me tighter. Then I looked down. Her hands weren't hands. They were long black claws, and her face was melting. The skin sliding down like wax. Underneath was that same giant eye. I screamed. The kitchen walls stretched. The light turned red. My parents' voices became hundreds of voices, and the eye creature stepped out of my mother's body. It stood tall, its limbs cracked. It looked at me like a predator. Then it whispered, "You don't belong in your world anymore." I tried to run, but the floor turned soft, like mud, like flesh. My legs sank. I screamed again. The creature crawled toward me. Its teeth clicked like insects. Then it opened its mouth wide, and the darkness inside its mouth looked like the hallway. Endless. Hungry. I felt it bite into my shoulder. I felt my body tearing, not pain, not blood, just my existence being ripped apart. Like someone deleting me. My memories flashed, my childhood, my friends, my name. Then, silence. Ending. The next morning, the neighbor woman walked into the hallway. She saw my apartment door open. She called my name. No answer. She walked inside. The apartment was empty. No furniture, no suitcase, no phone, no Daniel, just dust, like no one had ever lived there. Across the hall, that door was gone, and the hallway looked normal again. But the closet inside apartment 11 was slightly open, just an inch, and from inside, a whisper came out. Open, out row. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.